Hello, Money Queens and listeners. Welcome to Women Behind the Millions. Let's meet the women behind the millionaires, the women supporting, guiding, celebrating women with their wealth. You will hear from women millionaires, how they got there, what they wish they had known, what got them to be a millionaire, the emotional side, the spiritual side, the practical side of wealth. You'll also get to meet the women behind the scenes helping make it happen. Let's dive into Women Behind the Millions. I am Jessica Weaver, your host, best-selling author of 3 books, wealth advisor, and founder of the Women's Wealth Boutique. Let's start meeting the women. Hello, welcome to Women Behind the Millions. I am Jessica Weaver, wealth advisor, best-selling author, and founder of the Women's Wealth Boutique. And I'm so excited to have one of my own business coaches with us. I'm going to call her billionaire Brittany Young. Welcome, Brittany, to Women Behind the Millions. I am so excited to talk to you today.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. Thanks for having me on.
Awesome. Thank you for being here. We've done so much work together. I feel like I've known you most of my life. It's not funny, but we've been working together for about 2 years.
Yep.
Now, and just a testament to Brittany, we had an hour session together. That was 2 years ago at this point. And the next week, I wrote my entire 3rd book, Confessions of a Money Queen. It just poured out of me. She was able to pinpoint things, help me get super clear on what the book is about, what the vision for the book is, what it needs to be in it. And the next week, it just came out of me. So talk to Brittany, people. It's worth it.
It's the bestseller.
And now it is a bestseller. Yeah, as you can see behind me. Brittany Young consults female financial professionals with their business and their life so that they can do it on their own way. She specializes in helping them make more money, work less. I mean, who doesn't want that? And she combines emotional strategies, business strategies with her unique method, the permission process, which I'm sure we're going to talk about today. I've been through the permission process. I've lived it. Her clients in 2021 made over $2 million. That's amazing. So it's a reason why we had to bring on Women Behind the Millions here. And she's all about creating a profitable business that works for you in your life in 90 days or less. So again, people are getting results, Brittany, huh? Not when they work with you.
Yes, they are. Not just money, but time, freedom. You know, they're exercising their authority and their certainty in their lives and in their businesses.
Talk about authority here. As women, we tend to be, let's call it, very flexible. We try to please everybody because right away as little girl, we're told the world doesn't revolve around you and everybody's needs must come before your own needs. And we live by that. How do women start tapping into their authority, even if they're in their 30s, 40s, 60s, or 70s? How do they find that authority without sounding like a bitch?
Sure.
Because that's what the world tells us.
Yeah, I would say the number one strategy I would give you is getting in touch with your emotions, getting in touch with your heart. If you have forgotten who you are deep inside, it's time to take a look at that little girl who's been in the closet suffering, crying out for help, waiting for you to reach down into the deep depths of that closet and pull her out. And really getting in touch with her needs, her desires. You know, we both have daughters. You have a 5-year-old, I have a 2-year-old. They're extremely emotional beings. And I thank my child every single day for her emotional well-being because it has taught me to get back in touch with my heart and my soul. And that, I believe, is the key for women's success to then create this overwhelming sense of trust and certainty, not only in your business, but in your relationships, in your marriage. And that then helps you express who you truly are. And that's authority.
Who is this little girl? And we're starting to hear more and more about this inner child within us. Who is this little girl? And how do we say hello to her? How do we let her know that we are here? We're ready to listen, build trust. How do we tap into that?
I would say go back to a memory that you often either get flashbacks or dreams, or you could just remember an age that's ripe in your mind. I know for me, it's right around 7 to 9. And for most of us, that's really right around that time. If you can remember back even further, great. But that 7 to 9 cycle is really when programming started happening for all of us.
Sure.
Between the ages of 3 and 7 is when we're most vulnerable. That's when psychologically our memory is starting to be built. So you and I and the rest listening have memories in the subconscious back of your brain since the age of 3 that you could probably remember if you tapped into that. And the way that I like to tell my clients and even myself is picture her sitting next to you on a park bench. What does she look like? What's she wearing? What's she eating? Is she smiling? Is she crying? Is she, head down with her hands over her eyes? What is she doing? And as a mom or as a woman who may not have children yet, or as a grandmom, what would you say to her? Right? What would you like to say to her that she did not hear when she could have experienced a better childhood? Right? I know for me, it was, you are seen, you are supported, you are loved, and you have every right to be here. And a lot of us, who are in our 30s or even 40s and 50s didn't hear that growing up.
No.
Maybe we heard it from a teacher every now and again, if you got lucky. I went to Catholic school, so didn't hear that much at all.
No, we got condemned. We did get raised.
I often got the ruler to the back of my butt. But you didn't hear that. So it's time to start giving that talk to yourself. And I do it now. I'm 35. I do it now. I do mirror work. So I stand in front of the mirror and I picture myself as this little girl, 13 through 17, another vulnerable time. And I tell her how much I love her, how proud I am of her, how wonderful she is, how great of a day she's going to have because she deserves it. And
Love that.
implementing that into your daily practice, not only is it going to build confidence, it's going to show up in the way that you speak to your clients and the way that you build your relationships.
I could, as you were talking about that, I could picture myself with my inner child, my little girl, in pigtails, overalls, on the bench, and her legs swinging. They couldn't quite reach the floor. But I know my memory that, and it's been very prevalent lately, which isn't surprising. I was about 4 years old, and I remember exactly what room in the house I was in. It was a spare bedroom room, and my father was yelling at me for talking back. And at that time, I didn't understand what talking back meant. So I would say that to him, I don't know what that is. And he goes, you're doing it right now. We were getting nowhere, just crying and screaming. And that's probably the moment where, as we've talked in the past, my crown was taken from me, where I gave my authority away and I had to be obedient.
Yep.
And I lost my voice, that voice to speak up for myself, for my needs, what's going to bring me happiness instead of trying to please everybody around us, which is true. That's what we're told as a little kid. The world doesn't revolve around you. Patience is a virtue. You have to wait until everybody else is taken care of, or other things are taken care of. And as a mom to young kids, it's so easy to repeat those right to our kids and repeat those patterns, that history. So the authority, that is amazing. To get in touch with our inner child. What brought you into the space of coaching? And you coach primarily women?
Yes.
Right? What brought you into the space of coaching?
In 2017, I had my last straw, if you will, in the corporate arena. I was working in oil and gas, a very male-dominated industry, and just where it was a boys' club. And in that time, I went to this meeting. I was telling the story to my coach yesterday. I showed up at this meeting and the gentleman said to me, "Oh, you're a woman." And I said, Is that okay? Is that wrong?
I can go in the bathroom and change if you need me to.
Yeah, I'm wearing a pantsuit. Like, I don't see, what's the big deal here? And he said, well, I don't work with women. Women don't belong in this industry. Women belong in the kitchen, barefoot and pregnant, and cooking and cleaning for their husbands, not working.
And to have the cocktail ready on the silver tray with the pearls around your neck, kind of.
Pretty much. I mean, this gentleman was probably 70 something, old school, had his son working with him. His wife was the receptionist. It was a very small company that we were trying to do multi-million-dollar deal with, selling them renewable energy. And we were in this conference room, and my boss, who was a man, came in. This gentleman started talking about how this was when Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump were going at it. And so he's like, Hillary shouldn't be running. Women don't deserve to be president. They don't even deserve a seat at the table. And my boss is kicking me underneath the table. And he had or has all daughters. And, I'm single at the time, but I've heard this story time and time again.
Narrative. Sure.
I worked in pharma for 15 years. I saw it, I lived it, I felt it, and here it was again. So my boss said, leave now. Give me 5 minutes. So I got in the car, and I had another meeting to get to. I was in Louisiana. I had to drive a 3-hour trek to get to this next meeting. And 5 minutes later, my boss comes out and he said, we won't be doing that deal.
He walked away from a multi-million-dollar deal.
Yep. Because of what was said.
Him.
So standing up for me was crucial. But I had enough. I realized my gifts and talents were not being utilized to the best of their ability. So when, as God would have it, the company decided to basically go under, and started selling off all its assets and let go 40% of its workforce. And because I was in sales, I was the first to go.
Sure.
And I had a job lined up. I had a gentleman call me the next day. Hey, I'll take you under my wing. I'll double the salary, and I could really use you out in the field. And I sat with it and I thought, okay, God, what do you want me to do here? And he said, don't do it. He said, you're not supposed to be doing this anymore. It's time. It's time to unleash who you really are. And I thought, okay. So I called that guy back. I told him no. He balked, couldn't believe it. I said, I'm going out on my own. And I made the decision in March of 2017 to start my own company. And the rest is history.
That's amazing. You brought up something that I do want to talk about. Time with God to figure out your next direction. You're so ingrained that it's go, 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 go. Don't take time. Don't take any pauses. Just keep climbing, working the corporate ladder. Keep climbing. Eventually, you'll find fulfillment. Eventually, you'll find the pay that you want. Instead of taking a break from all of that.
Eventually, you'll find your wine glass at the end of the day and looking down on its emptiness, just like you.
Yeah, and you're spent by then. Yeah. You have health symptoms from all the stress, because at some point the stress is going to act out in a physical way. You're going to be trying to fill that void with stuff, more bags, more pink jackets, more things in your life. And in the end, is that really wealth?
Right.
And that's part of the conversation that we're having here on this podcast, on these episodes, is what is the definition of wealth and success? And how do we bring God into that conversation to figure out what is it really like for me? So it's like, that's exactly what you did.
I think the time with God spent in stillness is your most precious gift that you can give to yourself each day. For me, it's both morning and night.
That's fulfillment that we're looking in all these external places for. is right there in us.
Yep.
And that's the biggest message we can get across to people when it comes to money. It's like, start here.
Yep.
Right here.
Money is an inside job because money is not of this world. Money is of God. So if your inner supply multiplies on a daily basis and God is the center point, now we're talking your definition of God. So,
Okay.
Higher power, right?
Higher power, the divine,
universe, whatever you view it as. You and I have a very similar view of what God is.
Yes.
And it doesn't always translate into a religious God. So I just want to make that clear for the audience, because people go, God, why are you talking religion and money? We're not. But when the energy of that power multiplies, starts growing within you and becomes a focal point, that is when money starts to multiply in your bank account, in the stock market for you. It's happened for Jess in her, her AUMs, in her insurance cases.
So it's under management for those of you who don't speak our language.
Yeah. And I fully believe that spending as much time as I can with the limited time that we do get as moms, as working moms, with that higher power, it changes my entire day. If I miss out on that opportunity in the morning, I find time during the day, make time. It's not that I find time, I make the time. And that has helped me grow the wealth that I have today. And you asked about the definition of wealth. So yeah, money's great, right? We're talking about making millions. Fantastic. And to have your net worth over $1 million is key. I get that. I love that. My father tells me all the time, when you retire, you need to have over $2 million in net worth and in assets. Great. Working towards that. But my wealth is how I am being.
Oh, I love that.
And how I'm feeling.
Wealth is how I am being and feeling.
Yeah.
What a great touch point or check-in.
Right.
With yourself. Welcome to the Woman's Wealth Boutique. I'm Jessica Weaver, owner and founder of the Woman's Wealth Boutique. We are a female financial firm. We are literally built by women for women. I'm creating an all-women's firm for women by women, a safe place to have their voice, to stop being told what we can or can't say by these broker dealers, by these wirehouses, to stop trying to fit us into this mold that we're not meant to fit in. We're not men. Stop talking to us like we're men. Stop treating us like we're men. Our industry doesn't allow us to work with people who don't have enough assets to pay for our work. How do we help them though? How do we help prevent them from making mistakes? Well, that's why I have my books. That's why I have money courses. That's why I have my community for women who don't have the assets and are turned away from advisors and turned down from them time and time again. It's hard when we're all isolated on all these little islands to have a voice, to have a platform. But by coming together and being united on one platform, yes, you have your voice, but having a platform allows your voice to be heard, allows you to get out there and speak your voice, speak your mission. That's what it's about. There's nothing like what we are building out there right now. This is an opportunity. This is a movement of change. This is my purpose in life. To build this home, this platform for women advisors. And more importantly, for women clients. That's my purpose. I don't have a choice. I'm terrified as hell. I am nonstop having to make these huge decisions, hoping, trusting my intuition, leaning on God every day, every hour, that I'm making the right decisions for the advisors, for my clients, for me, for my family. This journey we're in, it's going to be more and more the status quo or huge changes and shaking up an entire industry. Shaking up an entire industry, which takes some balls. Do I have it in me? Yeah, I think I've been nice for too long. It's time
time to actually go for it and to let's do what's right, not just for us, but for other women advisors, for their clients, for the people that the firms tell us don't work with because they don't have enough money. Let's do what's right for them. And I'm just so excited to see what the future holds for the Women's Wealth Boutique. This is so exciting. We are doing something that's so different for the industry, so innovative, all for women. We are about education. We're about pulling behind the curtain so you can actually see what goes on when you work with an advisor. And each advisor on our team, on a growing team of women wealth advisors, target and work with a specific kind of client, whether you're going through a divorce, you're a woman business owner, you're an international woman. We have it all for you, and I'm so excited to see what the future has for the Women's Wealth Boutique.
So I wake up and I thank God for waking me. And then I talk to my heart. How's she feeling? What does she need today? Does she want to go to the gym? If not, what does she want to do? Does she want to get down on the floor and on her yoga mat? Does she want to cry? Journal, right? The expansion of your mindset builds wealth.
Mhm.
The money game is a mindset game. I'm sure you talk to your clients about that all the time.
It is.
If your mindset is middle class or of poverty consciousness, you will never grow the money that you're looking to grow. It's just impossible to do.
Yes. It's all you know. So you're just going to repeat that pattern of what you know. And so you have somebody like Brittany, or one of the women at the Women's Wealth Boutique, to show you there is more wealth beyond that. There is more money, and you're entitled to that money. You deserve that money. You're worthy of that money.
Yep.
I love that. It is true. If we want to change our wealth, we need to change the quality of our thoughts, the quality of our mindset around money. So when you started out by saying wealth is an internal game.
Yep.
It's an internal practice, kind of like yoga.
Yeah.
We're always just doing it.
It's why I call myself Billionaire Brittany, because I'm stepping into that mindset. You know, when we're talking about millionaires and billionaires, they're not doing everything themselves. They have a team. They're delegating. They're asking for help. They're not the smartest people in the room. They are by definition when you look at the money, sure.
Yes.
But that has nothing to do with what's going on in their mindset and their brain. I am not an accountant. I don't want to be. That's a tough job. It's boring. I don't want to do it. I hire that out. I have financial advisors. I hire out the things that I'm not good at. Why? If I try to do it all myself, you and I both know that's the definition of burnout. And you and I also see time and time again, not only women in your industry, but in corporate, burn out, and because they're trying to do everything themselves. So you are not creating wealth if you are pushing and trying to make it all work on your own shoulders. It does not happen that way. Just doesn't.
No, it doesn't. I want to shift gears here. We've gotten pretty deep with the mindset around money, the emotions around money, the spiritual side. How are you taking this work and then using it with, you were primarily with women in the services industry or women-owned businesses. How are you bringing that into how you work with them, how you help them build and scale their businesses?
Yeah. So you mentioned earlier the permission process. It's not about me giving you permission. It's about you giving yourself permission to do the things that you want to do in your own business, in your own life, right? Working with women in the finance industry, helping them scale their businesses their own way is key. And that part of the permission process is the third step. So the first two steps are really about emotional strategy. I call them awareness and release. So we're aware of our emotions, we're releasing our emotions.
Okay.
We're Jess and family, most of my clients are right now, are in the creation space. The creation consists of three different aspects of not only scaling your business, but closing different deals. So we've got your segmentation, aka your niche. Who are you talking to and why?
Yeah.
Right? Why are you speaking to women of divorce? Why are you speaking to men in construction companies? Why are you speaking to farmers? I have a client who directly talks to farmers and helps them with their retirement plans. It's really cool. So after we figure out who you're talking to and the psychology around how you speak to those people and why, we dive deep into your structure of your business. Where are you leaking money? What's costing you money, right? You know, in your business, what was costing you money, which was staying with dad, staying under a certain organization that wasn't serving your needs. So how do I go about building my own, and start structuring my own business that makes me feel good and allows me for that flexibility, allows for me to show up in a different way. So we started looking at the structure. What's really going on? Where are you leaking energy? Could be employees. Yeah. It could be systems. It could be processes that you have been working through for multiple years, and all of a sudden you hit a brick wall and you don't really know how to navigate through them. And then the third piece of that creation is your sales. And this is my favorite part and my bread and butter, because I spent 17 years of a career in sales. I like to know what I'm doing is a crucial piece. And sales is a conversation. So I'm going to teach you how to have conversations to close deals rather than feeling like I need a script, or can you give me some sort of how do I have a phone call with this multi-million-dollar client, right?
Yes.
Your clients, you need to remember this. This is a key point when you're selling. It could be baked goods.
Yes.
It could be art. It could be financial services. It doesn't matter. Every buy is emotional. If you are an emotional being, I'm a very emotional woman. Mm-hmm. If I'm bringing my own concerns into a sales call, lost the sale.
Oh,
if my concern is of the client and their emotions and what is driving them to stay awake at night,
yes,
or they need this birthday cake for their kid's birthday and it couldn't find it anywhere else because the kid has a peanut allergy, but you serve that particular market, you just solved their problem. You just solved their concern, right?
Hey lady, how many times do you see yourself repeating these patterns in your life? We tend to get stuck. Let's take income, for example. We usually get stuck in this income range. We will only allow ourselves to earn so much income, and it usually is a range that when we grew up around. So maybe your parents earned $100,000 a year. That's what you're used to. Your peers, what are your peers earning? We usually get stuck within those income ranges as well. What your spouse is earning, just what is the wealth that you are used to, you're comfortable with, you're familiar with. That it's become your safety net. That's become your zone that you are going to stay in, and you're going to see yourself repeating patterns of going for the wrong job, in the wrong relationship, overspending yourself. Every time when I talk with clients, like the same ones are always in credit card debt. That's what they become used to. So it's always going to be a recurring pattern until they do the inner works to figure out why. Until they realize, what are these upper barriers that are keeping me stuck in this zone? And I see it with myself. I almost feel like I need to sacrifice. I need to suffer. I need to suffer for the income to come in. That is a recurring pattern. And where is it from? It's from my father. And I'd always hear him say, my mother, will buy that next quarter, next month, always pushing it off. And in my mind, it always felt like there's never enough. There's never enough to save, pay off debt, and use and have fun with now. And it's a recurring pattern that I'm breaking myself free of. It's kind of like this chain around me, and realizing that it's such a pattern. It's what I'm used to. It's what I'm comfortable. How do we stretch beyond that? Well, can you even envision your life earning $10,000 a month, $50,000 a month, $100,000 a month, $1 million a month? Can you even imagine what that amount of money would look like and feel like, and how you would use it? We keep ourselves comfortable at these certain income or net worth levels because we don't trust ourselves with that extra money that's coming in. Will we blow it? Will we best use it? So a real easy thing that you can do right now is write it down. Write down how you would use that extra money, what that extra money would do for your life, your family's life, your community, giving back, what that would mean to all of the people around you. Then you can start to see this money's coming in. It has a purpose. As you know me, the money queen, we always give each and every dollar in our life purpose. That dollar is to pay this, that dollar is to pay off that dollar is to go to donate, to go back, to invest back in myself. And always have that bucket of investing back into yourself. So what do we learn? See what you are familiar with. What level of money are you familiar with? Start envisioning that next level. What does that look like? Talk to people at that next level. Interview them. Surround yourself with them. Write down what you would do with that money as it's coming into your life so you can build the trust and keep expanding each time. Don't get stuck at a certain level. You can go for more. You can be grateful for what you have while wanting for more. Going back into my Confessions of a Money Queen book. All right? Let's get going, ladies. Let's start expanding. Let's stop sacrificing. Let's stop suffering. Let's stop repeating patterns that are no longer serving you.
Financial services solve problems. Jessica and her company, this is a multi-tiered problem-based solving, solution-oriented company, right? So when you work with me, we're solving your problem that solves the client's problem. And that's what makes you money. Sales make you money. Certainty makes you money as well. When you start trusting that you can put yourself aside and make the client the priority after you have made yourself the priority, that's when you start making the millions.
Oh, that's fantastic. All that you just said, I love building the trust and the certainty, right? The conviction behind what you have to offer. And I love how you change it from a sale to solving a problem, right? That mindset switch right there could cure so many women from being scared of offering something.
Yep.
You're here to solve a problem. That's where you're in business, right? People are overwhelmed by their money. That's why I'm here. Right. So we had these conversations. And for those of you, even if you are business owners, you can see how this relates to your life, right? Taking an audit of your business, where you're spending your time, your money, who are you surrounding yourself with? That all comes into play on the personal side as well. If you are spending 5 different trips a week to get basic goods for your house, that is a huge waste of time. There is an issue there, and you're going to see it in the money, right? Because if we go to the store, we're not going and we don't just buy the one thing.
Right.
We're taking a trip around Target. We're going to see what we can fill our heart with. We're going to see some pretty things, some things on sale that in our mind, we're saving money if they're on sale. We're wasting our time and our money. There's a leak there. Same thing if we're surrounding ourselves, with people who are in a similar financial situation as us, but we want to get to the next level. We need to surround ourselves with people at that next level.
Yeah.
We're on their way to that next level, which is why I surround myself with Brittany for the last 2 years. She's a billionaire. I want to be a billionaire one day, or just embrace that I can be a billionaire if I choose to be a billionaire.
It's interesting to me that over the course of these last, I would say 10 years, how life has evolved from that broke mindset to, well, I'm already the billionaire. I'm just waiting for the money to drop in. And that's on God's timing. And the people that have dropped off and the people that have stayed, and the people that have stayed have evolved with me. So if you've got, I only have like 3 friends. I mean, one of them's my kid. And I'm just kidding. But
I love my husband. He's married.
yeah. And so, and be prepared that if you are of this millionaire mindset, your spouse might not be. You need to be prepared for that. They may not understand your line of work, the mindset shifts that you're making. So, I'm going somewhere with this. This is a pivotal point you will hit in your business and your life where it's not a want, but you need to open up and let your spouse or your partner know, hey, this is what I'm focusing on. You're either on the train or you're not, or you're not. I'm the one driving. I'm the conductor. You're the one pulling the horn, right?
Yes.
Could be the other way around. You could be the supporter to him or her making the millions as you're working on your own business or your own life venture, whatever it may be. But this is a key conversation that needs to be had as you're stepping into this shift, because you do not want to leave them behind. This happens a lot in divorce. What's the number one issue of divorce?
I think 70% is money.
Right. Communication's another. So we've got these 2 things that are key. And if you're leaving your husband behind and saying, well, I'm going to make my millions, see you later, have a nice day, and he's left in the dust, how do you think that makes him feel? You're in a partnership. So I would recommend for those who are listening, I am taking this road myself on this journey this year with my husband of I'm stepping more into this millionaire, billionaire mindset. Are you with me? Can you come with me? I don't want to leave you behind. I need you by my side. Yeah. It's a need now. Sorry, I got off tangent, but I thought
this is important. This is very important because it actually has been coming up, especially with our advisors at the boutique, is getting the support from that spouse. What's the turning point? And they've been asking me this, and I referenced the trade too. I'm the one driving the train. He might not be right next to me, but I know he's on the train. And sometimes for the spouse, it takes them a little longer. Right. So really understand what you're working towards and to see the results too.
Yep.
And then once the results start pouring in, it's like, oh, okay, well, I am there. I am with you. What you need from me. But you need to have those conversations so that you start prioritizing yourself. You don't feel guilty about it. And they start prioritizing as well.
Yeah, I've watched my husband do a 180. Instead of, I'm going to sit at home and, it's, hey, I'm leaving. I'm going to play tennis. I'm going to the gym. I'm doing me, because he started seeing me do me. And because I make myself such a priority, it is a focal point in our marriage that he does the same. And then our child gets to see that both parents are taking care of themselves. So she recognizes it, and it's extremely powerful. So if you're struggling with this, this is a conversation that it's a sit down at the dinner table, get your pen and paper out, take some notes, because it is one of those deals. It's make or break. If you're ready to step into those multi-million-dollar deals, clients, whatever it may be, gotta have this conversation.
You do. It's very important. Thank you for bringing that up. That could be a whole nother episode.
Yeah.
We'll go into that more and more, but there's some really good starting points to having that conversation. That it's not a confrontation.
No.
You want to do it with them. Mm-hmm. You want them on the train with you because it's more fun that way. It's more fun to celebrate too. And you can start picturing yourself celebrating with your spouse when you hit those goals.
Yep.
And what is that celebration going to look like, right? I see us dancing around the house, cheering, popping some champagne. Well, Brittany, thank you so much for being here with us. We could keep talking on and on, but where can everybody find you?
So best place to find me would be LinkedIn or Facebook. I do have a website. It's BrittanyYoungWealth.com. And then if you are a female financial leader and professional, I am running a series, actually doing master classes. And so this one coming up is called Sell with Certainty. The next one, you hit the nail on the head, is called Sell with Authority. So I'm going to be diving into authority next. And I have 6 of these. They will be in rotation. They are my 6 keys to the emotional sales language. And so we're starting with certainty first, which is trust, learning how to build that self-trust, that relationship with yourself and with your clients. So yeah, find me online. I'm always available for conversation. And then if you want to book a call, I will drop my Calendly link here. We'll do a wealth audit of your business. Where are you leaking money? Where are you losing money and keeping money on the table that you should be putting into your pocket?
Oh, amazing. Thank you so much, Brittany. Yes, we'll have those links for all of you as this episode comes out. Thank you for being here with us, Brittany. Thank you for listening to Women Behind the Millions. Invite all of you to get comfortable, to ground down wherever you're sitting, stretch out, loosen up your neck, your shoulders. Let your eyes get heavy and close. Get comfortable and take a deep breath in and out. And another deep breath in and out. And as you breathe, I want you to feel all of your to-do list items just fall to the ground. Feel all of your responsibilities for the day, for the week, to just fall from you. All the stress, all the fear, just leave your body. And as you breathe in, I want you to breathe in this light. Picture it, middle of your chest. See what color it is. See how vibrant it is. And as you breathe in, that light gets brighter. And as you breathe out, the light grows. And it begins to fill your entire chest. And your entire back, down through your legs, to your feet. Allow it to breathe and fill your arms, your hands, your neck, your head. And it starts to fill the room you're in. It fills the building or your house that you're in. See it filling your entire town, your whole state. See it filling all the states around you, all the states in our country. See it moving all across the world. And feeling with this light so supported and loved, secure, grounded, yet also very free. Feeling free and safe to take risks, to pull in your biggest, grandest vision. And let's call in this grand vision that you see for your business, or this asset, this baby you are building and coming to life. Picture it in 5 years, 10 years, what you're doing, the team you're leading, the stage you're speaking on, who your clients are, who's coming to you for help, the $5 million clients, the $10 million clients, the thousands of women showing up for your book signing. Allow it to come in and receive it, knowing you are safe and you are supported. And if time was no object, if money was no object, what you would allow yourself to do, who you allow yourself to be. What are you wearing? What's the car you're driving? What does your office look like? Who's on your team? Who's at the front desk as you walk in the door, greeting you? In your office, leading a team meeting, being interviewed on TV, being on the Today Show, on Bloomberg, sitting on the couch with Oprah. I know that if you are seeing it right now, it has happened. It is happening. It will happen. And let's tap into what you're feeling by seeing all this. Are you feeling joy, happiness, gratitude? Feel chills? You feeling relief? Peace? Excited? And let's ground down into these emotions, these feelings. And may you have these feelings and be able to tap into these feelings all day long, all through the week, through the month. To remember why you are here on this earth, that you have big things to do, that you are well supported by God, by the universe, that you are safe to go for it. You are encouraged and supported to go for it. You are loved, that you are made for an amazing life. You are made for an incredible journey. You are made for an abundant life. And I can just feel, and you can feel right now, the waves of the money coming in, because you know who you are, you know who you serve, you know the light that you bring into this world. And there's waves of people coming to you, waves of money coming to you, just so freely and effortlessly, because you just show up in your light each and every day. And the right people are drawn to you at exactly the right moment. Let's sit and feel this abundance coming into your life. Take a few more breaths in, feeling all those wonderful feelings, all those wonderful emotions. Breath in, knowing you can tap into these emotions at any point. When you're ready, you can open your eyes.